Hello, everyone. Y'all let me know if you can't hear my sound. Oh, I am live. Hello, everyone. So we are doing free resume reviews. Let's see here. And I am live. Hello, everyone. So we are doing free resume reviews. And so we are doing. Alrighty, y'all. Had to get my sound issues together so that I can make sure that you guys can hear me. The sound can be better for the replay and all of that great stuff. I'm so excited to do some resume reviews because I feel like I haven't done them in a while. Hello, Bree Simone. How you doing, sweetheart? Let me know if you can hear me. I know I'm probably moving the mic around. I'm gonna stop. Let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me right now? Just type it in the chat. This is happy hour with HR, but we're gonna do some resume reviews. So y'all know I have my drink because that's what we do around here. And I, thank goodness, I only have 3 resumes, so it shouldn't take us too long to get through these resumes. Oh, awesome. Thank you, Taurus. Welcome, boo. So I'm so happy y'all can hear me because we're going to go through these resume reviews. And I was able to go through 2 of them. I got one snuck in kind of late. And so that kind of, I haven't been able to review that one. So you guys going to truly see me do that one live. But if you guys are like, hey, how did you get these resumes? How can people do get their resumes submitted? Then all you have to do is join my email list. So join my email list. It's in the description box. And what I always do is I try to send an email like that Monday to say, hey, I'm going live. But I had a crazy busy week at work and a crazy busy week with my baby going into the Navy, a crazy busy week with trying to just celebrate her, moving her out of college, all that stuff. And so it really kind of took my mind off of making sure I got my emails together. So sorry about that. Meant to send it earlier, but as you guys can see, I sent it this morning. I sent you guys a reminder. And so that's why I extended the time that y'all could submit the resume. So, you know, when I mess up, I be trying to fix it. Bree, yeah, you can send yours over. I only have 3 of them. So you'll definitely get a live review because I have not looked at it. What's going on, Megan? Oh, get your glass, Megan. Please don't have me drinking alone. You know, they said that's signs of alcoholism. And we ain't trying to do that around here. Okay, so we're gonna dive into these reviews. I thank y'all so much for jumping on. I know that we're not doing them as consistently as we used to, but definitely get on the email list. I sent a calendar, so you guys did know we were going live tonight because I sent the calendar earlier this month. And so you guys knew that 19th was the day. On next week, we're not going live. I'm going out of town, as you guys already know, I believe, but we won't be going live. So I will have the calendar together so that we can definitely know what's going on for June. If you guys really want me to do another live resume review, then let me know. Otherwise, I was just going to do it like every other month to give you guys a chance to kind of change your resumes, start applying, see if that makes a difference. And I have one resume that has been revised. They've revised it themselves with my suggestions. And so we're going to review it again. And I don't mind doing that when you guys are giving me like a refresh one. And you're like, I just want to make sure I'm hitting on the right things. Absolutely fine with that. What's going on, Simply Ash? Simply Ash, were you the one in my IG this morning? I think you were. I'd have to look at my phone to make sure because see, y'all be having all these names. And I don't be knowing all these names. You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes y'all throw me off. Y'all remember when Wendy was on here? I've seen Wendy so long. Wendy had her name as Wendy for the longest on YouTube. And then she pop up and change name, and I'm looking at the resume, and I'm like, that ain't Wendy. So I need y'all to, you know, make sure y'all let me know so that I know who you guys are. And my inbox be off the chain sometimes. So, nope, that's not you. Okay, cool. You would send it to you send your resume. I try not to say it loud. I'm like, how do I tell her? You send it to heyhr@gmail.com. But you have to get on the email list. If you're not on the email list, when you send me your resume, I'm plopping you on it. Say, okay? So just making sure you know. If anybody send me a resume and they're not on email, y'all getting on it. I'm getting something out of this. I ain't charging, so I'm getting something out of this. Okay, guys, y'all ready? If y'all ready to jump into these resume reviews and put some purple hearts in the chat, if y'all want to like do some questions first, to give Bree chance to submit hers and to, we only have a few of them. I'm absolutely fine with answering questions. Anybody got any congratulations we need to give? Because I never ask that. And I always get so amazed when you guys like jump in the chat, like, Timeka, I did your tips. I got a new job. I got that promotion, whatever. I got more money. And like, y'all, that warms my heart. That's really what I want to hear. Like that's the whole reason behind doing this, is to make sure that we all leveling up, that we all living a life that we thought was a dream, that we're all able to live comfortably, so that if an emergency pops up, it doesn't break the bank, so that when you go to work, you actually like going to work. Like, I wanted you guys to feel like how I do. Like, I am just so happy to be in a space of doing something I enjoy. I've watched so many of generations, like my mom, my aunts, and all of those before. They get up on Monday or whatever day they got to go to work. Yeah, I'm going to work, girl. Oh, girl, you going to work? I don't want to be like that. I want to be like, yes, I'm going to work, because that's how I've been for the last 10 years, even on my roughest days. All right, Tori, so we're going to get moved in. Thank you for letting me know you're ready for me to stop rambling. And so let me get to to my Zoom screen so I can share with you guys and you guys can see my screen. So let me first pull up our resume reviews, our resumes that have been submitted. And once I get those up, then I'm going to jump on to Zoom. I'm going to share the screen with y'all. And I'm going to plop to a couple other screens. So this one, since we have less, and someone sent me, matter of fact, Dejanay, y'all know Dejanay edited our videos before. She sent me something that I've been thinking about doing for a while, and I'm so happy she sent it. So I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna do it tonight. I do like when you guys kind of give me a full view of like, hey, Timeka, this is where I'm going with my career. These are the things I'm concerned about. That kind of stuff really helps me. It really, really helps me with this review. Like, sometimes I feel like I'm just shooting in the dark, and I don't want to shoot in the dark for you guys. I definitely want to give you feedback that you can use, that is advantageous to you. And so I'm doing a lot of mixing up on this screen by myself, honey. Y'all should be proud of you, girl. Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure that you guys can see my screen. So I'm going to plot back to that screen to make sure we're in the right place. I got this little thing working today. Alrighty, guys. So y'all can see the resume, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it up. Maybe I can make this screen a little bit smaller just so I can see the chat on the side, like as y'all are talking. I want to make sure that I'm not missing something you guys are saying. I'm going to just pull the chat on the side here, so that I can kind of multitask, Alrighty. So first up we have, hey, Shawana, how are you? What's going on, guys? And you know what, your daughter trip. Send me the last minute resume. But anyhow, I don't mind, I don't care. So the first one that we have is Cherie. And Cherie, are you on? Because I could have sworn you may have been the person that's been DMing me this morning. So I hope that you're on here, because I really want you to be able to give me feedback whenever you need to. Taurus Diva, I was talking to you this morning. All right, my Purple Hearts lady. Okay, I was talking to you. So this is your resume. Good, you're on here. Good. So we're going to dive into this thing. Dejanay, you up next, and then we're going to knock out. So I'll just tell y'all the order real quick. So everybody, make sure y'all stay on, stay in line, stay tight. Y'all been watching Candy and the Gang? I like when he say, hold your mule. So everybody hold your mule. Okay, so now we have 4. So we're gonna do, obviously we'll do Cherie first, and then we're gonna dive into Dejanay's, and then we're gonna hit on Sierra, and then we'll do Brianna White. Cool? So y'all hold your mule. I'm coming. So do you all prefer resumes that aren't done in Microsoft Word? It doesn't matter, baby. You don't care about where you're doing the words at all. Or where you're doing the document. I've gotten some amazing ones that people do in Adobe, and I think is phenomenal. I wish I knew how to use Adobe that way. I've gotten amazing ones that have been done with software, with like an online software. So if you have the Level Up Your Career ebook, then I give you a list of places where you can get resume templates or like outlines of them, and you'll fill in your own information. And a lot of people use those and send those as well. So nobody cares about what format you send it in. I can't say nobody, but most companies don't care. If they do care and it becomes a concern, then they'll ask you. And then when they ask you, I kind of like to make sure I send it in PDF, because when they ask me, that means they're looking at me. Like that means they're considering me for something. If they don't ask you, they ain't considering you for nothing. And so I like to, put it in PDF, because I don't want you to have no issues when you pull my resume up. Like, I always want to make sure you can just see my stuff. Like, I don't want to hear no issues. I want everybody to be able to see it in this right format. Because, in Word, just like with Cherie sent me hers in Word. So I prefer you guys send it to me in PDF, because I don't have Word on this computer. I had to go to my other computer, change it over to PDF, because it was unformatted, and I was not going to give her the right feedback because it was not formatted right. So, Cherie, first things first, what are you trying to do? Like, what career are you trying to do? Because I've told you guys over and over again on IG and YouTube that what your resume is doing is telling your story, telling your career story for you. It's putting whoever views it in the right mindset of where they're gonna go. Like it's like watching a movie. You already see the previews, so you kind of know where you want to go. With a resume, your preview is kind of like this bar up here that's saying, this is who I am, this is what I'm going to do. You've given me products and services, customer service, and human resources. If you are aiming for jobs in each of these, then you should have 3 separate resumes. Shouldn't all be in one. I don't care, because I looked at your resume already. I see that you've migrated with one company, Duke Energy, several times. Still, at the end of the day, you should be more powerful in the area that you're aiming for. So one thing I like is, I do like that you kind of made it a little bit different by adding this R in here, but I would probably just put it in bold and make it a tad bit bigger. I don't know what you use, but that little block is like taking space that you can use. Now, when I read through this whole thing, the first thing that stood out to me when I read through it was all of these words that you dumped in here after like ability. Y'all know I can't hardly see now, so I don't hear nothing, but I'm putting on my glasses. All right, so when you get to like ability right here and you go on, you did a whole bunch of word dumps. You literally could have just kept them going here. Like, make these words even smaller so that you can fit them in, run under your core competencies. So I probably would have done like core competencies as one section and then skills as another. And I don't know, what made you choose core competencies? That's not a good one to use. I would use like professional skills. I would use like, I probably use professional skills and dump everything in it. So if you're aiming, I'm going to do this as though you want to do HR. Okay, good. You answered me. No worries, Sierra. I don't care. No worries. Because Cherie, I didn't tell you that I needed a word. I just realized that as I'm opening. So do I want to stay? So I do want to stay in HR, but I'm trying to venture out in the other areas of HR. So you want to stay in HR. Good, good, good. So if you want to stay in HR, I'm going to keep this HR focused. So I take out in this area where you have product services. My mouse is stupid. Where you have product services and customer service, I would just put human resources right there, real big, right? That's it. And then I would go through all of these words that you started like ability on, and I would just keep in my human resources focused words. So CAPS is not human resources to my knowledge. Now you educate me if you need to in the chat. Salesforce is more for your customer service, your products and services. You're not using Salesforce in HR. When you say Microsoft Office, I would probably put the suite, and I would probably list out which ones I'm most efficient in. So if that's Excel, if that's Word, what have you, PeopleSoft, Workday, Workforce Brief, those are great to have. So I would dump those down here into skills and abilities, because you got the ability to work in all 3 of those softwares. Excuse me, y'all. That's my wine trying to do all kind of stuff. So down here for your core competencies, HR policies and procedures is almost like one of those given things. Don't waste your white space with that because you're not really, you could catch the applicant tracking system with it, depending on where you apply. But 9 times out of 10, you want stronger words that's going to grade you higher in the applicant tracking system. So like staff recruitment. When you say staff recruitment in the HR world, staff recruitment means you've been recruiting externally. That you haven't, I know people will say staffing, but staff too makes us think she was an external recruiter. She didn't recruit in-house. So make sure you know how you're using that. And then another one that I saw earlier, personnel record maintenance. That's not going to catch the applicant tracking system. That's just like HR policies and procedures. It's a given. Like that's what you're automatically going to work on in HR. So no need to really push that out there. Okay, so if we focus on HR, we can take out customer service. Communication, I would put something like effective communication or something like that. What else was I seeing? You don't need to put in HRS technologies and databases because you're listing PeopleSoft, Workday, Workforce. Because remember all these words at the top that I have highlighted, you're going to dump them into this space. Billing, you're not going to really do much of that. You do reconciling and HR, but not billing. So I take that out and make those words there. Don't be afraid to have a lot of words there. Don't be afraid to make the words smaller. I don't know what type of spacing you have in this area right here. I hope you can see my mouse, but that's wasted space you could have used. Just like right up here with this aura that took up a bunch of space, that's space you could have used. I would probably get this bar to go a little bit smaller and make my words just bigger if you can. But I always tell y'all I want your name big as ever. So I would definitely make my name a lot bigger. And because your name is spelled different than a normal Cherie, I probably would do like a pronunciation and parentheses somewhere, probably with my address or something like that where it doesn't take up space. Because that will just help when you get on a call and stop taking time from anything else. So like your date right here, make sure it's on the line with these because this is a whole bunch of white space that you've used. So you want to try to keep things on the same line. That'll save you some white space. Not sure what your spacing is here, but you want to make sure to take that out or use that space. So when we start talking about an analyst, I read through this entire job description, this entire list that you gave me, and I don't see analyst in it. Is analyst your actual job title? Is that something you put here? Did they make you an analyst? Because when I hear analyst, I want to hear that you're really diving into the system, right? I did see one line about that. I think it was in the next paragraph. So you want to duplicate that here. When I hear analyst, I want to hear that you are creating reports for something, that you have shown data for something, that you, and what type of data have you shown it? How much data did you pull and how often did you pull that data? And what systems did you use to create that data? And who were the people you were presenting to when you're showing that data? Because analyst means you going into the system and you helping us really see what the system is holding for us and you're making a story of that because data tells the story as well, right? So I read through this whole thing and I'm just not seeing it. The next thing is some of these words, y'all know, I'll say this real quick. When I was in college, I went to a PWI, like my daughter likes to say. You are HR done. Okay. So I went to a PWI. And so I was definitely the minority, right? And I had primarily white professors. I had this one Black professor. I had a few Black professors, but I had this one. He was my philosophy instructor, professor. And I was not doing good when I first got into college. I had Excel. Megan can say y'all, I was behind Megan and they like, valedictorians and stuff. That ain't me. But I was up there in honors classes and stuff. But when I went to college, I struggled because I would write all of these papers and they just weren't the way they should be. One thing he said to me is, hey, Timeka, in the African-American community, what we do is we write like how we talk. And we talk in a comfortable way with our families. He's like, get someone else to read this for you. Go to the writing lab, get them to look at it, get comfortable with it. And that will help you shrink down those words that you don't need, because in the African-American community, when we start talking in a professional way, or we start writing papers, or we start filling out forms, we do a whole bunch of words we don't even need. So that's what you did here. And I said that because I want you to know that this is a safe space. I'm not trying to beat up on you. I'm trying to give you constructive criticism so that you can get to where you need to be. And somebody had to give it to me because my stuff used to be worse. Okay, so said all of that to say timely research and resolution related to employee and retire escalations at the administration of various employee programs is a lot of words that says nothing. So I would do research and analyze related, research and analyze employee and retiree. Instead of escalations, I would say what it is that I research and analyze for employees and retirees, and take out the whole rest of that as the administration of various employee programs. I mean, if you did it for various programs, then I would say research and create resolutions to improve company-wide employee programs such as, or put it in parentheses. Thanks, Megan, because I thought y'all was flying through college. Yeah, I was struggling. Monitor, report, process, and operations assigned areas to ensure compliance with company requirements. So, that's another thing. That's almost like that given, like how we talked about policies and procedures that you use up there. That's like a given. You're always in HR. That's an expected thing that you're going to monitor the reports and processes to make sure that you're staying in compliance. Like you're the neutral person and you want to make sure everybody following the rules, right? So I probably would take that line out and make it totally analytical focus. So research and evaluate processes, programs, operations. That whole rest of the line, I would say what I did. Like, okay, the processes, programs, and operations that were doing this, I assisted to make sure that it did this. And that's telling, that'll take out that whole next line. When you go through and explain what it is that you did, that's going to take out that line of you solving a range of straightforward problems, because now you're building your story. You put more color into your story, right? So I could say, girl, one day I went to the store, ran into this person, and we talked for a long time, and then I went home. Or I can say, girl, can you believe that I ran into Roger and I ain't seen him since high school? And girl, he had looked a mess. Girl, I don't know what's going on with him, but I really feel bad for him. We talked for a long time because I really wanted to help him get somewhere. That's what you got to do with your resume. You got to add color to it. You want to give details, not just this generalized stuff. So go through that. I'm going to stop killing you on that unless you want me to keep killing you. And then you want to do the same things with your bullets. And I probably would put my bullets to like 3 to 5 because you've been, because we're in 2022. Yeah, I do like 3 to 5 because you've been doing it for a year. COVID, you did a good job of keeping that short, but I would definitely put that in bullets because you're at the same company and you're just moving to the next position. So you're not really explaining a new job. So it's not a bad thing to take out the company name and just put your job title really big and the year and just put a few bullet points. We all know everybody had to create some COVID positions and we all got an idea of what they were. So I wouldn't kill that because COVID positions are kind of dying. So it's not going to help you catch the applicant tracking system. That's not going to help you escalate into a new position. But when you get down here, then if you're keeping this HR focus, you definitely want this like 3 bullets. So I would just go down on what I did. I wouldn't try to embellish that a lot unless there was transferable skills that went into HR. Same thing with this job because that's not HR. And then here is where I would fluff it up, where I was an HR generalist at Perry Transportation, because these HR generalist jobs is what's going to capture the applicant tracking system and make you tell a more colorful story to help with getting you an interview, right? So good job of putting your education down at the bottom because you have all this experience. You want them to focus on that experience. But honestly, there's no reason why this should be 3 pages. This should definitely be 2. Even when you move these words to the bottom, it should be 2. Make the font smaller if you have to. Get rid of the white space by just making those spaces smaller. Move the years up and get rid of these bullet points for these jobs that don't relate. Cool. Good job of keeping your name on the next page. But what I would do is in that area, I would also put my phone number and my email address. So if by chance someone's only looking on that page, they can click right there. Not a bad idea. And I don't know if you took it out just because, and let me move to that might be thing. But I don't know if you took it out just because of this, but I will put my LinkedIn link there and hyperlink it. And you can hyperlink your email address too, because when you work in, so many people working virtual now, they've gotten accustomed to virtual ways of doing HR. Let them be able to click on it and just really reach out to you, send you a quick email, what have you. So hyperlink those things. All right. So Taurus, you got any more questions, Cherie? If you got more questions, let me know while I catch up in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to move on to Dejanay. You are so welcome for the feedback. Hey, Tracy, what's going on, girl? Hey, girl, hey. You got it. Okay. Oh, Kiwan. Timeka, for applicant. Is this the same? No, she's Joanne. Okay, Timeka, if an applicant has been with the same company for a long time, is that a strength or weakness to the recruiter? It really depends. That's so personal. And it really ain't the recruiter you got to worry about. It's really the hiring manager. A recruiter, if you've been there for 20 years, you really got to tell me what you did in them 20 years. What made you stay 20 years? Did you get promoted to other positions? Did you create big programs? Did you show a lot of value? If you just tell me in 20 years you did the same thing over and over, I'm going to think that when you come in, you just come in just so you got a paycheck and you're not really bringing value. And majority of recruiters think that way. I talk to my cousin, we talk about it all the time because we get some folks that we know have been at a job for 20 years and he's like, why the hell they been there 20 years? Or why they been there 15 years? Well, we think that you become complacent and you're not really looking for growth, you're just looking for stability. So if you've been there for a while, that's not a bad thing. I just want you to show your value as to why you've been there. Show your growth, show what made you stay there, and be prepared in your interview to really explain various types of examples. Please don't use the same example over and over. That's another thing people do when they've been at a company for a long time, or they'll keep saying the same company name. Well, at so-and-so, or at so-and-so. Well, when we did something, nope, you got to colorful. Take the company name out, do other stuff, whatever you got to do so it don't sound like you're talking about the same damn company. Because at the end of the day, we're worried if you can really transition, like how strong will your learning curve be because you've been used to this one company for 15, 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes those people are harder to teach because they're so stuck in their company. And a lot of times when they've been at the company so long, they think that's the right way and that's the only way. So then they want to tell you, no, this is how you should do it. When in actuality, no, you've been doing it wrong for 20 years, or we've evolved past that. You're doing it an ancient way. Alrighty, so you jotted it all down. You're so welcome. I need to sing you my red. What are you nervous about? Stop it. Is this my Ken? That's not Ken, is it? No, Ken work in HR. He do recruiting. He ain't need me. You are so welcome, Kiwan. Alrighty, so y'all, we're gonna go to the next one. Y'all cool with that? I'm gonna stop sharing real quick because y'all ain't need to be in all my business. I got all kind of stuff in this email. And y'all ain't need to see all these people personal information and stuff too. So let's go back and grab Dejanay's. And I thought I saw Dej's name in here, right? Dej, you in here? Yes. There we go. There goes my Dej. Alrighty, so let's pull this back up real quick. And I'm just gonna keep it the way I did with the previous one. All right, let's share. Y'all ready for another one? If y'all ready for another one, give me some purple hearts in the chat, hunty. Good point about being stuck in a certain way. Yeah, Megan. It gets to be a lot. So you have to really show what made you stay there. All right, y'all. So we on Dejanay Thompson. She changed hers around since the last time that we've seen hers. She said she submitted before. I don't even remember seeing Dej one before, but I be having a lot going on. So Dej, first things first is you asked me in your email to give you some words. Tracy, this is my Tracy from the hair salon. I'm like trying to figure out who is who. I don't think it's too late, Tracy. We're gonna run through the old Tracy. Yeah, do it on next one, Tracy, because we already at 7:34. So I know one thing that you were worried about, Dej, was the words, and you want to know some words you can use. So I'm gonna pull it up real quick for you guys so y'all can see some words. Now, if y'all want to do anything, y'all probably want to screenshot right here, because see, Dej was that self-motivated. listen, everybody needs to be self-motivated. So that should be a given. And that's not going to help you. That might help you with the applicant tracking system, but people are really looking for different words. So I'm going to go through and pull up a template that I charge for on my website that I'm going to show y'all for free. Alrighty. So can y'all see this? Tell me if y'all can see these resume words. Alrighty, y'all behind me just a tad. That's the only thing I hate about using Zoom and like live streaming. This thing a little late. So let me see. All right, y'all coming, catching up with me now. Alrighty. I believe that y'all can see. Yeah, y'all can see. So what we're gonna do is go through some of these resume words. And these are the words where I need y'all to make sure that you can screenshot. You're cool with screenshotting them. I'm fine with it. I don't charge much on our website, and my whole thing is just to help y'all. Cool. All right, cool. Alrighty. So with these resume words, if you're showing leadership and your capabilities, right? Let's say you're a manager, you're a leader, you want to use words like cultivated, delegated, directed, executed, facilitated, guided, right? If you're just showing that, hey, I'm a team player, you know, I be on a team, I let other people lead me. You want to use words like assimilated, collaborated, encouraged, ignited, partnered, united. Cool? And y'all know the definition of these words. Look up these words, define them, and be like, yeah, that's me. You know what I'm saying? I always getting together whenever we have like a happy hour event with the team outside of work. So I'm keeping people united. You know, folks come to my office and they vent all the time, and I encourage them. But if something was failing, like we were talking about the last resume, where she's talking about analyzing, then she assimilated, she collaborated with other people, she executed, she facilitated. Same thing for responsible for. If you are still kind of leadership words, or maybe you just been responsible for a certain task, you accomplished, acquired, achieved, navigated, partnered, performed. Right? So worked on, I give y'all some what you're gonna do when you worked on stuff. I arranged, I compiled, constructed, developed, operated, organized. If you manage, so that's the same as kind of the words we just looked up at before, but I'm giving y'all even more words. You aligned, you fostered, you mentored, you mobilized, you regulated, you supervised. If you just assist, because y'all know y'all like that word assist now. Y'all like assist. You cooperated, you collaborated, and I should have put D's on the end of this, sorry. You expedited, you maintained, you reinforced, you support. Y'all did some screenshots because y'all gonna use these words. That's the kind of stuff I want to see in your resume, is to start these bullet points or to start those little tiny paragraphs that you got at the top. Use these words. Everybody good? Y'all like these words? I hope y'all like these words, because there's some words that can get you some places. Okay? Alrighty. Can you close out the top at the bottom? Close out the pop. Close out the pop-up at the bottom. Oh, sorry, my bad, D. I see you talking about. I was hoping y'all couldn't see that, but I forgot y'all can see everything with that in. Let me see if I can go back. There we go. And then but you should have been able to see it after I did that. Okay, cool. All right. And matter of fact, I'll make it bigger. I'll download it real quick so you can get a real good screenshot. And then I'll make it a tad bit smaller. All right, there we go. Y'all should be able to grab them words now. Grab them words. Cool. Everybody can see? Okay, we gotta go back to 50 because that ain't working out. Let's try 55. All right, bam. Y'all can see? Got it. Okay, cool. All right, now we're gonna go back to your resume review, because those are words I want you to start with, not that the other word you've been using. Alrighty. So instead of self-motivated, you're gonna just put human resources professional, HR, with 4 years of experience in HR engagement, coordination, and human resources functions, While facilitating and planning execution of policies and procedures, take that line out. Skilled in, you want to take those words and how you have it have your skills replicated down here, but they're the same skills, dump them in there. Another thing is the way you got these, when we're talking about the white space stage, because you asked about that too in your email, and I know you only got this white space here because you were taking out your personal information, right? But in between these words, go through and change the spacing. Like when you did this in Word initially, you can change the spacing and put it down to single because it looks like it's at 1.5. So make that really, really small and make the words smaller so that you can fit in more words, because you want to dump in payroll administration. And I wouldn't do payroll administration. I'd probably do pay runs, pay confirmations, or that thing they do when payroll folks like check the pay or what have you. Employee relations, project management, conflict resolution, cultural sensitivity, HR strategy. I would put all of those down here. And see, you already got HR strategy. Collaboration and teamwork is one you can use inside your bullet points. So you can use this to dump in like the systems you worked on. So like ZipRecruiter, Indeed, I would still put them again over here on the side, because even when you have those words in there multiple times, it grades you even higher in the applicant tracking system. So it's okay to like repeat words. And I liked everything you did with this garnishment specialist. The main reason I feel like it's okay to keep as many bullets as you have is because garnishment specialist is not a traditional HR title. You're gonna catch hell filing that job title again, right? And so because of that, you have to explain what it is you did on an everyday basis. So that's the only reason I'm okay with all them bullet points. But see if there's some spaces where you can make them shorter. So like right here, we utilize job boards to source candidates as well as recruit via, I would put utilize various sourcing tools such as Indeed and ZipRecruiter. And that should give you one line. Yeah, sourcing tools. Yeah, because you'll take out job boards. That should give you one line. And then when we get down here, when you have just stuff like etc. or just this landing over into another line, that's one way to take out the white space. Is go back in the line and see how can I make it shorter. So I would do instead of updating employee files, I would put maintain. Instead of receiving incoming FMLA paperwork, you want to go back to that word list and see which one you can use and take out receiving incoming and just put facilitated FMLA paperwork. Coordinated workers' comp cases, that's cool. And you didn't use HRS anywhere else. So I probably would just put assisted. I wouldn't put assisted. I hate that assisted now. That thing be bothering my nerve. But you know, if we go back here to assist, I would put maintain or support processes in the HRIS. Cool. Just to get rid of that two words at the bottom. Down here with members, rendered effective information to applicants, employees, executive level members. I would put communicate with applicants, employees, executive level members, or staff, not members, because unless you work at like a bank or something. Participate in HR projects, and so take participated out, that's 2 week, even as an assistant. You can still use one of them other words. And then instead of assistant job fairs, I would just put and take out the IE part. So I just put job fairs, team bonding events, etc. That should take you into one line. Partook. I'm guessing that's a word, but that ain't when you find the applicant tracking system. So grab one from the list. And see how you can make that line shorter. Networking groups. I'll probably take out networking groups and just say company-wide, company committees and seminars. And no, really, you can just take out as requested or desired, because we know that's what you're going to do as an assistant. And perform other duties as assistant. That's a job title. That's a job description thing that we use to make sure that somebody can't say that ain't on my job description and don't do the job. It's like a legal term. So you don't ever want to put that in your resume. Take that out all the way. Alrighty. So when we go down, oh, Tabitha, hey boo, we happy you here. Alrighty, I'm missing anything else? Can you close the pop-up? Okay, oh, Ignite, I know that, right? Oh, hey, Josh, what's going on? Alrighty, so when you get down here, Dej, because it's an assistant job, I would make sure that I don't have no more than 3 or 4, because there's just no reason why. I'll probably change the font. First of all, you're gonna make that top one smaller and put the words to the side. So that's gonna give you some space. I make my bar up there where my name is a little bit smaller. Change the font on that and make that a little bit tighter. And that should give you some more space to work with. And then see how much of this I can shrink down, and then go down here and just put in what I did to excel in this job, and make this one page, a one pager. It's too close to one page than to have two. All right, Dej, was that helpful? You got any questions I can help with, or did I need to go deeper? Like, we good? And like render support coordinating planning Bulldog. Yeah, I would take that out because you already said that you did that in the job above. It's like coordinated activities. So I would take that out. So visual projects pertaining to sexual harassment. Okay, I definitely keep that last line and respond to the current cadets inquiries. I would keep that line in. That collaborated with senior management and compiled and prepared reports. You can make that a one-liner because that's saying the same thing. That perform various administrative functions. That's a gimme. So take that out. Yeah, that first line right under the responsible for maintaining the integrity of the department. Take that out. That's a gimme. So make that down to like three bullets, and put in all your energy on your garnishments where you got that already, and make that HR admin assistant just a tad bit shorter, and you should be at one page. Make all your words over here smaller. Like, don't feel bad if you damn near need glasses to see them. It's okay. You're just trying to catch the applicant tracking system and just dump them words. And it's okay to have them like more than one on a line too, if you can fit them where they're not spilling over, where you're still keeping the full word on there. All right, y'all. You know what? I love me some Tabitha here. Y'all just understand. I know that's right. Y'all know Tabitha be coming through. Hey, Kazo, I'm off topic, but if you get fired from a job, but this ain't off topic, this still HR. Can you come back years later? It depends on the company's policy. So some companies have a policy where you can request to come back. And I'm gonna answer this question for Josh while I'm working on pulling up the next resume. But some companies have a policy where you can request to come back. Some companies don't have any policy. So they can say, according to their feeling, if you want to come back. It's totally up to the company. So it's hard to say, because you have to literally look at the employee handbook to see if that's okay. The only times like legally they can't come back is if they did something what they call like if they did like a white collar crime where they stole a whole bunch of money, or they really caused people to be hurt, something like that. So if not, they can come back. If it became a legal thing, if they went to jail straight from the job for something they did on the job, them type of stuff, chances are you ain't coming back. But other things, it's totally up to the company. Okay, so the next one we're doing, did that answer your question, Josh? All right, next one we're gonna do is Sierra. Oh, Sierra, this look better. And that's supposed to have been I work on Sierra thing. And I'm saying this look better than the first one I had Sierra, I could have sworn. But we're gonna work on this. And I'm about to dive into it right now. I'm about to share my screen. Okay. Get them likes up, like Tabitha said. Y'all need to be hitting likes. I know these resumes stuff either they get real boring or y'all be taking a lot of notes. Whatever they're doing, I still need y'all to write in the chat so that YouTube can push your girl channel. So give me them likes, share it. If y'all know somebody who needs to see it, share the link while we on live now. Okay, because YouTube like that. Even if they don't jump on, YouTube like that. 1 in a million. What are you saying? What are your thoughts on abbreviating or totally changing your name to avoid discrimination? Some people do it. It's not a bad thing. Some people do it not even to avoid discrimination. Some people do it just because they don't like their name. A lot of people do. I would say they do it all the time because they just don't like their name. And so that's where it happens more common. Sometimes folks will do it. And I work in a global company now, so my mindset has totally changed because I now see it done more with my folks who came out of a different country in probably like a third world type of country, and they will use an American name, American translation of their name, because they want you to just be able to understand their name. And I'm pretty sure it is to avoid discrimination. So I don't have a problem with it at all. As long as some things that you can do is, I know somebody, I ain't gonna call them out, they don't like their first name. So they put the initial and they like their middle name. So they use T, Kimberly. She already know who that is. If she on here, she said she was coming on. And that's a good thing you can do. That's absolutely okay. Another thing some people do is, like, I had someone pop up and his name was all the way different. And I was like, oh, do you prefer this? And he was like, yeah, that's that's the name that my friends call me. Just know that when you put it in the applicant tracking system, 9 times out of 10, or you put it on your application, if you get that job offer, you're gonna have to go back through and change all of that, because it has to be legal according to what your driver's license is, your social security card, whatever identifying information you use for I-9s. And you want the bank to be able to recognize it when you do your direct deposit. See, I come and see. I'm coming. Tabitha said, and so that's absolutely fine, 1 in a million. A recruiter told me once to do my resume backwards since all of my HR experience was in the past. What are your thoughts on that? That ain't a bad thing. I would do it. People just gotta catch on that you got the years. Just make sure you put the years in there. I've seen people do that to me, and it's okay. Like, just be prepared to explain why you did that, you know? And I probably just play stupid and be like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know I was confusing you with that. I'll change that around. And you can still keep it the same. Nothing wrong with that at all. People do all kinds of tricks to get in there. Just added you on LinkedIn. Had no idea that you did SHRM CP. Yes, I do. We'll definitely be following. I'm scheduled to take it in July. Awesome. I have a book, I have SHRM study notes as well. And if you jump on my email list, there's a code that you'll get in the email that you can use to get a discount on it. But you have to be on the email list, and after like maybe 4 or 5 emails, then it'll say, hey, you can grab this. The same, yeah, there's a code that's going to come up like 3 or 4 emails later. So maybe like a week or 2 in to get my emails, you'll find an email will give you a code. So jump on that email list so you can get a code for those study notes, because it's over 200 pages. Your girl did some slave work over them notes for y'all, because I already got mine. I threw a scissors at somebody because Josh, they ain't bring you back. Don't worry, your nerves. Why are you throwing scissors at people? You got anybody at HR who can vouch for you? Like, did the HR team change? If the HR team changed and nobody documented it, you probably could go back. And if your old boss isn't there, you could go back. Like, I've seen some craziness stuff. So you probably could go back. Call me. You got my number. We can talk about it. And let's see if I can dive into this more without you putting all your business out to your crazy self. Okay, Tab says, oh, okay. Yeah, Tabitha ain't lie. Some people say that kind of craziness, man. But those are the people who shouldn't be in HR. Okay, Taurus. Even though it's an option on the applications, do they hold it against you if we don't disclose our race? No, not at all. Not at all. Because the applicant tracking system is set up where that comes into your application separately. So every applicant tracking system has to do that separately, because that's illegal. That's by law that we have to not be able to see that information. We only pull in that information is because for EEOC to show that we're being diverse in our research, in our hiring and sourcing for candidates and our applicant pools. So don't worry about that. Most times they can't see it. Well, not most times, never can they see it. So don't worry about it. And you cannot answer it. Like, it's not a requirement. We don't know if you answered it or not. You literally have to be somebody that's that comfortable in the applicant tracking system to know how to go in through the applicant tracking system to a whole different place to see that information. And not all recruiters, if any, have access to that information too. So most times recruiters do not have access to that information. I feel like I always have had access to that information because I used to work for much smaller organizations, and I would use every part of the applicant tracking system, and I did everything in HR. And most times, like, I think 2 or 3 of my companies, I implemented the system. So I gave my own self access, but most, like right now where I am now, I don't have access to that information. Hey, April. Y'all, April decorated my daughter party. She did a good job. If y'all need somebody to decorate y'all parties and y'all in Charleston, My girl is prepared to be booking busy. She already booked, so make her busy. Oh my God, thanks for answering my question. You're welcome. That is disheartening. Alrighty, so let me hurry up. Thank you for the designation. Listen, honey, as long as them people paying me for SCP, I don't care what nobody call me. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to my screen because y'all can't see that I already navigated away so I can catch y'all questions. So see, Air, the first thing is you got way too much white space in here. Way too much. I don't know if you're using a template or not, but I would take all my identifying information from there and put it right under my name. And I would do it in one font, one space. And I would probably do it in like 10-point font and make my name bold and bigger and push everything up because you just got all of this white space you can't use. Like, too much white space. But I think your resume is only one page, so it's not a killer. Oh, and you're on 2 pages? Yeah, get rid of that white space so you can push all of this up. So Sierra, you're working in the legal field, not HR, right? Authorized to work for any employer in the United States. Girl, take that line out. You ain't need that in it because we will verify that with your I-9 verification. So you are absolutely fine taking that line out. Team player who's knowledgeable on common software apps. Take common out. You're never going to dummy down your skills or what you know. So words like common, assisted, them words makes people feel like, oh, she just can help. You want them to know that I can help and I can help, I can lead, I can navigate, I can learn, I can make some change in this organization, and I can definitely be paid well for it. Because when you start seeing little words like that, people start giving you little pay. Well-versed in corporate organizations, successful project support specialist with a track record of problem solutions. So tell me, what I want you to say what type of projects you worked in. So I probably would take out this line, this well-versed line, and then I would say what projects you worked on and what problems you solved there, like real quick. Don't go through like writing a story or anything like that. I would just say worked on self-defense project with 10 team members and grew that project into 45 team members in 6 months or something like that. Worked on having this type of error rate. You know, if I had a 70% error rate, decrease that to 30% error rate by teaching everyone this initiative, whatever. So get that out of there. And y'all can make up the numbers. Don't worry, be like, Mika, how you know the numbers? Guesstimate them. So your skills, contraband searching, security checks. I don't like document filing, even for the legal side of where you want to work. And I don't like understanding. So I would put efficiency and insolvency, and then efficient and insolvency. And document filing, I would put document management. And I would put I'd leave efficient researcher. Alrighty. Now, Sierra, am I right that you want to stay in the legal field? Because if you want to stay in the legal field, one thing you can do is start taking up these jobs that does not relate. The only job I would probably keep in, don't worry about the gap. You can always explain your gap in employment when you get in an interview. People are really going to pay attention to that, or they're going to do a screening and ask you what that was or what have you. And I would probably just take the months out, honestly, so that it doesn't bring a big highlight. So take the months out and just put the year, like the very first resume we saw. And then that way it looks like you were continuously working. Because anybody can say, oh, okay, well, then she's going to work here. You know, I would take the hotel one out all the way, but I would leave the pharmacy tech in because at the end of the day, you show that you can stay employed, and that's confidential information that requires like a high level of security. So that's showing, hey, I was working before I started working in my actual field. So I would take that out. What did you do at Claflin? Like, what was your job title at Claflin? So I would put that in there. Did y'all see my girl got a master's degree, hunty? Y'all ain't ready. She get that thing a year after her bachelor's degree. She did better than me. I'm gonna catch up on the chat real quick and then I'm going back. Oh, all right. Come on, gotta get your roots. I love it at Roper. HR got fired and the boss got fired too. You got a chance. Yeah, you got a chance, Josh. I could go back and apply. And I just use a different resume. So in case they go back to look at it, they don't see the same thing. They're like, oh, that's the same person. Give them a little confusion, especially if you got a new address or something. Use a different email address too, so that you can get into the applicant tracking system, because the same applicant, that same email is going to take you back to your old application. So you get another applicant, another email. Okay, I did use the template. I was being lazy, but yes. Okay, no. Using the template is not being lazy. You're absolutely fine using it. I just know that it's harder to manipulate those templates. I'm happy you learning, Tamonica. No, but it's Sierra. So you're just gonna take out the hotel, but you can still leave in the pharmacy tech ones and just embellish more. What I would do is add more meat to what you did at the jail. You know what I'm saying? At the detention center. Y'all know we hood around here. So I would just add in more of what I did, because you already been there over a year, almost a year. So I would just put in more of what I did. Like, how many, when you patrol the correctional facility, like how many inmates do you normally control at a time? Is this for juveniles? And if, okay, so they are juveniles, so I put the ages in. I would put what type of charges they may have. I would put how big is my team and how did I help my team, and how many people were managing how many inmates per night or per day. I would supervise inmates daily, including mealtime and recreational time. I would say how many inmates I supervise, how many meals that we push out, like give some meat to it and make it longer in that area. I would also say, like, what type of trainings did you do while you're there? You know, little basic ass trainings they have you do when you first start the job. I would start, listen, efficient in such and such, certified in such and such. Like, embellish that area more so that takes up more of your application. And it's going to help you in the applicant tracking system, because now you pull more words. So it's not a bad idea to go and look at jobs that you want to do in the legal area. And I would look at what those job descriptions are saying, even if you're not applying right now, because you can be like, oh, okay, yeah, I do that now. It gives you an insight, it gives you a vision, and it gives you more applicant tracking words to put into here. So that's what I would do to embellish that area more. Get rid of that front desk one and just keep the pharmacy tech ones at the 3-4 bullets and be done. And then Claflin, I want to know what that job title was, because honestly, if that was just a job in college, I would literally take that off. Like, I had college jobs that I took off, because now you have all of this experience that you want them to really focus on here. So this should be the focus of your resume. Even if, I don't care if it was your shortest place that you worked at, that should be the focus of your resume, because that's where you're trying to go to. And up here, when you move your name down, I probably would go ahead and put in, you know, correctional officer, attorney, whatever it is that you're aiming to do on the next job. And you're probably gonna have multiple revisions of this as you grow it, because if I don't have it, if I'm correct, I think you want to be an attorney, right? So right now, I probably, Sierra, a good thing that you should do in this area of work is start looking for volunteer work. That's big for attorneys. They want to see that you have volunteered in areas that you want to work in, a type of law that you want to work in. So kind of start digging out into that kind of stuff and start putting that on your resume as well. Like, whatever type of volunteer work you've done, whatever certification you may have gotten while helping in volunteering. You know, guardian ad litem is a good place to do some volunteering. My sister's house is a good place to do some volunteering, because you can be a court advocate and take them to court. Like, anything in the legal field, you want to start diving into that to help build your resume too. All right, so I hope that was helpful, because I'm gonna shoot to the next resume. So give me just a second, y'all. Y'all shooting them on me last minute. I'm gonna let y'all do me like that. Okay, I already did Dej, I already did Cherie, I already did Sierra. Oh, okay, cool. So we just got Brianna. I thought somebody else said they sent there. Okay, so we're gonna knock through Brianna, and then we're gonna get off here. Oh, Brianna, that's pretty. I like this. All right, y'all ready to see what I'm seeing? Because I'm about to share my screen. So I hope y'all ready to see what I'm seeing, because I really am liking what I'm seeing here. I do feel, Brianna, that you can use more of this white space, but the way it looks is absolutely okay, in my opinion, because I would just want to make sure you got the words you need. So let's dive into this one, and then we about to get off here. Unless y'all got more questions, put them in the chat. Y'all know I don't care. I'll answer them real quick. See, I was thinking about, Brianna, if I'm trying to move to a new city, should I put the new city as my location? No, I wouldn't. Not until you move there. But I probably would put in my cover letter and on the, like, right into your on the side of, and Bree, is this your resume that I'm looking at right now? Because I probably would use this same little, like, I don't know what you call this, right next to Dallas, Texas. and I would put the new city, and I would put in parentheses real small under it, relocation or relocating, so that they can know. They probably be confused, but all you have to say is, yeah, I'm relocating to this city. Would you list those trainings and skills? Yes, I would put them in trainings and skills. I would call that trainings and skills section. Bam. Oh, good. I'm so happy you want to be an attorney. So go ahead and dive into that. When I was a guardian ad litem, I had a lot of attorneys that were guardian ad litems with me because they were trying to get court experience. I want to wish everyone the best of luck on your journeys and finding a job that suits you and affords you the best opportunity. Y'all see why I love Tabitha? She always so full of positivity. Y'all, I don't care if it's 5 o'clock in the morning. She be in my DMs giving me positivity. Y'all love me some. Tabitha, so if y'all looking for somebody who can tell y'all about that big girl swag, that thick girl swag, get your life together swag, because sometimes we lose confidence when we get a little fluff in these places. Y'all need to follow Tabitha because she's going to be giving y'all all the nice little thick girl content. So follow her on IG. Awesome. I'm happy it was helpful, Sierra. Awesome. Isn't it pretty, Tabitha? Don't you love it? I love the creativity. Tabitha, Brianna, what'd you use for your resume? Did you use Word? Because sometimes you can't really do the words like that. Oh, y'all see how she just feed me all these words? I love it. What type of work you trying to do, Brianna? Y'all see how she fit all of this on one page? Did y'all see this? Y'all see how she fit all of this on one page? First thing I tell you is take out career profile, and I would, and I'm just going, without reading, I'm just going off of what I see real quick, right? Take out the words career profile. And here for all of these company names, or at least your job titles, I would bold those, right? Because you want to zoom them in on what you're trying to do. And tell me in the chat, Bree, what is your career goal? Because this will help me too, because it's not HR related. And so that right there, bold it. Make it just a tad bit bigger. Just take it out one font. There we go, that too. Now y'all can see here, so somebody had a resume that they had worked at the same company over and over. You see how she worked at the same company, but she didn't list the company again? She just put the year and the job title. So that's what I was talking about. You don't have to keep listing the company name over again. Just put the year and the job title. Because then we'll know, oh, she's been there for a while, or what have you. Now the only thing is, I don't know what's going on with your fonts, with your spacing, but I would definitely get those together. Like, there's too much space in between the company name and the title. You want to keep those together so we don't get confused on where you're going. Now y'all see how she has this whole column here, and she just brain dump over here. So Brianna, what are you trying to do? Because this feels like you're trying to work in a social media space. Social media marketing, perfect. I just hired a whole bunch of people for that job. So good. I really can tell you, because now you got me really feeling like I'm going back into work. So professional branding, visual storytelling. Instead of professional branding, say what industries you did branding for, or what type of customers or clients you did it for. Visual storytelling, digital marketing. With digital marketing, what'd you use? What software did you use? Did you use Adobe? Did you use what project management systems did you use? Did you use Trello? Did you use Monday? Did you use, like, how did you keep track of all of your multiple projects? Social media management, what social media platforms did you use? Facebook, IG, Project management, that's where you want to go into those project management tools like Jira, Rike, Monday, Trello. I'm trying to think of them. I just was talking about them earlier. Content development, I would put more of content creation, because that's a high word when you start talking about marketing, digital marketing, content creation. SEO, what'd you do with the SEO? Did you optimize it? So I would put SEO optimization. What tools did you use for SEO optimization? Did you use Google Analytics? Did you use, there's so many of them that you can use. I would put SEO management, then brain dump the systems I use for the SEO management. Marketing strategy, copywriting, email marketing. So what platforms did you use? And I think you had that at the bottom. Good. So you have it here. Good. See, I just didn't get down there yet. Y'all see how she got Adobe Suite. So with Adobe Suite, which ones did you use on a regular? So, okay, I see Photoshop. Video editing, which ones did you use for that too? Because there are multiple ones that you can use for that too. Microsoft Suite, or did you use Google Docs? Did you use Google Docs too? If you use Microsoft Suite, you know how to use Google Docs. So throw that in there too. Canva, Trello, Asana, web design. So which web platforms did you use? Did you use Did you use WordPress? Did you use Wix? Did you use, there's so many of them that you can use, bringing down the names in it too. Video editing. What did you use for your video editing? Did you use an Adobe product? Did you use, you know, an Apple product? Put that in there too. I'm not familiar with a Primo, so you might be telling me that already. Google Ads. So with Google Ads, how did you make sure that they were optimized? So maybe you already had this in your bullet points, but the things I'm asking you, the questions I'm asking you, I want you to visualize that throughout your bullet points. Like I want you to go through and say, how did you optimize these Google Ads? What was your rates? Did you increase and talk about your click-through rates, talk about your engagement, talk about your conversion rates. Like, did people start buying? Did they start getting on email lists? What did they do? You use MailChimp? Have you ever used any other email marketing platform? And it's not a bad idea to throw, okay, you got email marketing at the top. Did you use like Flowdesk? Did you use all kind of names? It's slipping my mind right now because I was thinking HR and not this. So, you know, get into that and references. Take that whole available upon request out. We already know that. Just take that out because you're wasting space with that, and dive into your special projects, campaign, social media writing strategist, Wayne Hudson for share. Yeah, I like how you get those special projects over there. That's awesome because we can see the range of the audience you've been trying to reach and the audience you've been working with. So a unique creative strategist with 15 years of experience in social media. Now, I don't mind the way you did that because this is a digital marketing resume, and y'all like storytelling, and that's the whole point of your job is literally to tell a story. So you can keep that paragraph up there. Collaborate with internal business partners as project manager. Digital campaign configuration special. Okay, digital recruitment, maintain website. I would probably take that full recruitment part out and just stay focused on whatever, because now you're kind of limiting who your audience is when you do that. The whole beginning of your line, I feel like you can work with any client, any stakeholder. Maintain website content for multiple business stakeholders. So I would say maintain website content for, and start saying who those stakeholders are. Various multiple stakeholders, and then start putting like listing them in paragraph, more so of the industry or the audience, type of audience that they were trying to reach. And then how many did you manage at a time? Like how many websites did you manage at a time? I know for me, our company does such a high volume that when people tell me they manage it, people will be like, oh, I did a lot. Then I'll say, how many did you manage? And they'll say, oh, I managed 4 or 5 projects at a time. Well, I'm looking for them to manage 12, 15, 20 projects. So that 4 or 5 ain't doing me shit. So it'd be a good job. I gotta stop cursing because then people be messing up my damn monetization when I be cursing on. Manage documentation and creation of brand efforts, including naming, design, and visual assets. I would just put asset allocation, but not just limit yourself to visual assets, because you're going to do a lot of asset allocation all over the place. So don't make people feel like you can just do visual assets. So I would do manage assets for various projects and these type of clients for this number of projects over time. Curated custom social media strategy, content and calendars to produce organic engagement to increase track. Love that line. Love it. Analyze health, accident, and vision insurance claims. Okay, good. So I'm happy you kept that to just 2 liners because that has nothing to do with what you're doing. So now we're going to go to brand with Bree. Content creator. So I would probably put content creator, I would probably put in parentheses like freelancer. Freelancer grabs the applicant tracking space, tracking for these type of jobs, because sometimes we literally looking for freelancers because we want people that's already worked in like all kinds of industries, all kinds of audiences. Creative director, initiated, and I would take that creative director out and just start saying what you did, because we can see that you were a creative director with what you did. Oh, My Sweets LLC. I love that name. That's cute. Come on. We had the last one. You can make it through. Creative brand awareness. All right. See, I like how you got the 300% in 6 months. Now I want to know how you analyze our social media trends. Like I see the software you use, but none of them relates back to analyzing trends. So is that Google Analytics or what? So I will try to dig that out, or which software you use to do that, and how do you check your conversions. All right, y'all, I'm gonna check up on the chat and then we getting the heck up off of here. So bold the title with the company. I would bold the job title, not the company name. Because especially because you were doing freelance work in the middle of that too. Sometimes some people can get tossed off by freelance work because in the social media space or the tech space, like we feel like if you have been doing freelance work for a while, depending on the type of job, we get nervous that you will keep trying to do freelance work on the side while you work in full time for us. And we have such a high volume of work, we want your undivided attention, or we don't want you to be burnt out so you're not really creative anymore. So that's why I just do the job title so you can stay focused there and let them ask you about that freelance work later. So just the job title, not the company. This resume makes me want to throw mine in the trash. No, Tawana, don't throw yours in the trash. But Bree, which software did you use to create yours? To create your software? I mean, your resume. You probably used Adobe, didn't you? That looked like an Adobe resume. So that's a good reason why y'all want to use either a different type of software. And those creative people, that's how they are, y'all. Let me just don't get into that imposter syndrome, because creative people make me look at my resume kind of funny. I had a guy who I had to tell him, my first thing I said, oh man, that's an impressive resume. I had one today. I just told him as well. I gave him some feedback. So these creative people, that's their job, is to be creative. Remember I told y'all a couple resume reviews ago is that depending on the job, that's how you telling your story. She's telling her story by saying, I'm creative and this is how I'm creative. Bam, I can see she's creative because she already used a whole different software and she already given me a pop of color and she got stuff looking a little bit different from the traditional resume. So that's her job. She's supposed to be creative. And be honest with you, Bree, if I were you, let me go back to sharing my screen real quick. If I were you, some of those creative people, they get down here and they start putting timelines in. So instead of just making your job titles bold, I would make them bold and put them into the color that you have your digital content manager in as well. Oh Lord, I hope my stuff don't shut down because I got a call coming in. So I would make it bold and do it like that. You know what I'm saying? Use that color throughout your thing. So for these little titles like areas of expertise, special projects, technical skills, education, I would change the font on those to like, if it can still make sense and look right, to probably that same font that you use. If not, just use the same color and kind of bring some visual effects in there for yourself, okay? Give me 2 seconds, y'all. Okay. So I hope that was helpful. Bree, was that helpful? I ran out of space for the tools and platforms. Girl, that's what you need in there. You need that in there. But you can just change your size. I don't know how you change it in Adobe. Don't be ashamed of yours, Taurus. You fine, girl. No, ma'am. We're not doing that around here. No imposter syndrome. All you got to do is connect with Bree on whatever social media platforms and see if you can toss her a couple dollars so she can put yours in the same format. That's all you got to do. Don't be y'all. This is my third revision. See? And you don't know how long people have been in the trenches. Share it on my pages. Keep doing your thing. Oh, thank you, Meg. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Oh, you use CANVA. See, I told y'all CANVA was one of the sources. I told you guys, and that when I launched that, I showed y'all that page, and I told y'all that in the Level Up Your Career ebook, the resume guide, the resume tools template. You can use CANVA. How do you feel about video resume? I don't like video resume. If you're going to do video resume, embed the link into your resume. Hiring managers like video resumes. Recruiters like resumes. We don't have time to watch a video. We won't be able to scan across that thing. On average, we look at a resume anywhere from 3 to 7 seconds. So we're not, if we watch your video for 3 to 7 seconds, we ain't know nothing about you. Hiring managers have time to sit there and watch it because recruiters already went through 400 applications and narrowed them down to sending out 100 messages and got back 50 messages and screened through 50 people to bring it down to 30. So hiring managers, and when you get to them 30, I'm probably gonna break it down even more. So hiring managers got time to watch video resumes, not recruiters. especially not in your work, in your line of work, because you're going to be in the technical space, the social media space. We ain't watching them videos, baby, but you can put that link right into your resume and hiring managers will watch it. And you can put samples of your work in it too. So if you have links that feed back to your samples of work, please put them in there. I see that all the time, especially when you start talking about SEO optimization. If you did it on a particular website that's a public website, hiring managers and recruiters are going to go back and look at those links. And sometimes they'll take away the homework assignment that they'll send you because you have samples of your work in your resume. I know I do it a lot of times. So I push hiring managers to them. No, you already submit this. We already got this. I changed the color to match the company logo brand colors. That's not a bad idea, but you don't want to change it for every single application. So just pick a color you like. One that's neutral, one that works for you. I wouldn't be changing for every single company that I work for or that I'm applying to. All right, y'all, we good? Is everybody good? If y'all not on the email list, then y'all probably didn't know that we were going live tonight and doing resume reviews. So get on the email list. If you want to make sure that your resume gets reviewed next time, get on the email list. I hope that this was helpful. I really like answering the questions and doing the resumes at the same time. But guys, look out for my June schedule. Now, I have a video coming up to tell y'all that June is going to be focused all on entrepreneurs. I'm doing an entrepreneur series where I'm telling entrepreneurs like how to hire their first talent, what things they need in HR, where they don't have to hire an HR person, they can take care of themselves, what laws they want to avoid, things like that. And so y'all might be a little bored with my videos next month, but between the presentations that I've done and just the connections I've had, a lot of people are asking me for entrepreneur HR information. So I'm going to do that. But if you're going to work into the HR field, this can help you a lot because it's telling you some of the basics that you might not know if you go and jump into a larger organization. Cool. You are so welcome, Bree. You're so welcome. Y'all, I hope that y'all are on my email list. I thank y'all so much for showing out, for coming in. I thank y'all so much for sending your resumes. That's amazing. I totally forgot to send an email on Monday, so I'm so happy that you guys have it today. Please do me a huge favor. Like this video as soon as you can. Share it with others so that they can learn from these resumes that we looked in. And that would totally help my channel to continue growing. I'm so thankful that we're almost at 2,300 subscribers. My goal is to get to 5,000. Y'all help me get to 5,000 before the end of this year. Please share, like, comment, set your alerts, do all of that stuff because YouTube will just say, oh, they like your content and start pushing my channel out even more. And I want y'all to help your friends. Don't be greedy and taking all the information for yourself. Sharing is caring. So anyhow, y'all have a good night. I'm going to go ahead and finish my wine and relax. And y'all enjoy the rest of your pre-Friday. And I hope y'all